你中意攞我晒多咗嘛？真係。哦。你好，你好。
We're going to win the election.
Yeah. Who cares? Who cares?
Who cares?
Vote Derek Wu.
Can we repeat one more time?
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. This is the Wu family.
This is the Wu family. Who cares? Who cares? Vote Wu. Vote Derek Wu.
Who cares? Who cares? What you should do.
They started at 10:30, and you're starving all night, waiting for the dinner, and then you control 15 to 20 things. I want to do this right off the bat, and we'll get it down fast and quick because we're going to have a very busy night tonight. So busy, in fact, I hope you can keep up with all of us. All right, I want to thank the Catch Bar for being open. I want to do a photo session with Kevin. He just did a song. I want to thank him for that. The live music, Kang Wong. He's quite a player. I got quite impressed with seeing that equipment he's got there. the complimentary massage. I just finished having one done. I almost fell asleep when he was... Derek Wu, this is turned on or off? This is for you, Derek Wu. Watch closely. This is your torch, Derek Wu. This is, I'm going to light your way to success. You will succeed in your competition, I promise you that, because you're going to win this election, believe it or not. This light will guide you into the dark. And should you trip in the dark, you've got a cane. And this cane will help you walk so you won't fall. Okay? All right. So, this is the tough part for you. All you people don't understand about Derek Wu. He's the most honest guy I ever saw. And for those that are confused, I'm going to show you how easy it is to not be confused with Derek. I'm going to show you using mathematical concepts. Watch closely. This is a card. It's got 1. It's quite simple. On the other side, it's got 4. On this side, it's got 3. And on this side, it's got 6. Now, it's not that difficult to understand. Derek, when he talks to you, he says 1 thing. Sometimes he says 4 things. Sometimes he only says 3 things. Other times he says 6 things. So, if you don't know how I understand the mathematical concept, watch very carefully. You see, there's only 1 dot on this side of this card. He's going to tell you that. There's only 4 dots on this side of this card. We all know that. We all know there's only 3 on that side of that card, and we all know there's only 6 on that side of the card. Very simple. You don't understand. Don't be confused, folks. It's quite simple. I'm going to show you how it's done. You can take this home and teach your children, and they all can become politicians in the future. You see, 1 is simply 1. But if you cheat a little bit, you swing your hand around this way, it looks like 3. But see, there's only 2. That's all there is to it. That does look like 1. That does look like 3. Believe it or not, there's only 2. On this side, you've probably already figured it out by now. You know there's 4 dots on this side, of course, and you also know it looks like 6. But really, there's only 5. We all know that, okay? So, it's simple. So when I do it again one more time, you've got a 1, you got a 4, you got a 3, you got a 6. You all know now how it's done, okay? All right, now, so when I flip this over, you know where the blank is, don't you? Derek has told you where the blank is. It's right there. No problem. It's right there. Okay? All right. And of course, if you all want to know the results, if I flip over here, you all know where the blank is. He's telling you. You won't be confused. Right, the blank's in my hand. There really is a blank there. Right? Okay? So you know for a fact that there really is only 3 dots. For real. But there might be more on this side.
Raise your hand if you can hear me at the back. Okay. I'll be honest, very short and sweet. I want to tell you about a man that I met some years ago, and I want to tell you how it happened. And it all ties in with way back in 1942, long time, most of you weren't born then. That was the first time I had the opportunity to vote. 1942 was my first time that I went to vote. And I've been voting at all elections since that time. But at that first election, the first thing I wanted to know was what kind of a person was running for election at that time. Who was the person around in my community where I lived? And I lived in Winnipeg in those days. And I ended up with the important thing was the character of the person. It wasn't the politics, it was the character of the person, that if we had a person of the right character, I never had to worry, no matter what policies were brought forward, because I knew they were honorable and they were trying their best to help other people. Now, the reason I'm here tonight is to tell you about how I became friends of Derek. It was mentioned the fact that I spent 15 years as elected school trustee in Richmond Hill. And one of the things, when you're a politician, you get a lot of calls from people, you get a lot of requests to go to meetings, and you meet a lot of people. And I was very fortunate. I did a lot of that kind of thing. But one of the things I found was when I had a gentleman that kept talking to me and asking questions. And so, let me tell you where it came from. This gentleman wanted me to come and see some programs that were taking place to help students do better in school. And this program was operating on Saturday afternoons at Bayview High School in Richmond Hill. And the gentleman organizing it, of course, was Derek Wu. So I found this very interesting in my business at the time. But the interesting thing was, the longer I went there, the more questions I got asked, and he wanted to find out more and more things that he could do to help other people. He ended up with test materials, for example, for helping the students that we in the school-based system couldn't get. Now you see all schools in the province doing testing. He was ahead on that, and I couldn't figure out how he could have that, and I couldn't as a trustee. So this was before the ministry even got going. He was out there helping students on Saturdays. The second illustration was years later, after we had spent many hours meeting, going to places. We got talking one day about a new program we needed for students in this area. It's a program called the International Baccalaureate Program. It works out of Geneva, Switzerland. It's fairly expensive, but it certainly is you might say, the gold standard in many European countries and in much of the United States and Canada. Usually often specialized schools and private schools are usually at the forefront of this kind of thing. So Derek kept asking and pushing and talking to people about this program, and at the same time he got me to talk to the people on the school board that I was working with. And I found out, luckily, that the director of the school board in this area, the York Region Board, was very interested in such a program too. Derek got all the parents working, and finally, a year ago, they started this program for the first time in the York Region, and it's at Bayview High School.
City Councillor. He is Derek Wu. Derek was born in Hong Kong, and he came to Canada to attend the University of Manitoba when he was a young man. He has been in the real estate business for 27 years, and he has a long history of involvement in the community, which is well known and well respected.
Years I never met him once. We're all amazed. He's been re-elected 10 times. Say again, he's been re-elected 10 times. He's known Derek for 27 years. I would like to introduce to you Mr. Yang Ho. Yang Ho, would you come?
A number of people here who know Derek very, very well. I happen to be one of them. And quite humbly, I didn't expect to speak tonight. My name is Yang Ho, and actually I live in North York, but nevertheless, I've known Derek for something like almost 30 years. Mr. Hope, you know what? I have a house here on Barton Avenue, and the gas company provided a gas line for everybody else but me. So I wanted to convert my furnace from oil to gas, and I can't do it.
Maybe I would die, 'cause I don't have a wooden heart. There's no strings upon this love of mine. It was always you from the start. 亲爱的，风中花香会让你记住。
An hour and a half away, and he came to support my fundraising dinner. Please give him a round of applause. Also, the speaker, that Ding Ho, thank you very much for your support. Peter, thank you very much. And how about the food? Everything okay with the food? Yeah, thank you. I have to thank the Tun Wang restaurant that Mr. Ang Bruce. Next time you come to local Bruce. He will look after you. This is Ward 6. This is Richmond Hill. So bring all the business here. Okay. Also the music, the Mr. Ken Wong. Thank you. And. Some of you came late. We have our MT, Frank, and also the Pino give free massage. So you relax before you have dinner. Frank and Pino. They are also our business in Ward 6 also. So he's not too far away. Ron and Olivia are doing the MCing. Thank you very much for helping out. And Mr. Joe Chen, the cake. Have you seen the cake here? You have to come to see it. It's 5.5 feet long and weight about 300 pounds. But he's the pastry shop of the Royal York Hotel, Mr. Joseph Chen. Thank you. I'd like to thank the table sponsor, the donor, and community leader, Mr. David Cohen, is our Councillor Ward 3, and Mr. Samir Dosal is the President of Pakistan Association, and Wendy represents the husband, Jerry Traveler from the IB program, coordinator from the Bayview Secondary School, Wendy. Thank you all. And also the Ratepayer Association, Cindy, the wife of the president of Ratepayer Association. So there are many people. Also Raymond is from the community group. He's the leader of the community group, Raymond. Joseph, Dr. Joseph Wong, thank you very much for coming. And there are so many of you that I can see every single table. You might go around. I won't be able to finish it all. So thank you for coming. Thank you very much. All the advisors and my campaign team and the volunteers. Last but not least, my family. Without them, I won't be standing here tonight. We won't have this fantastic dinner tonight. My wife, Jeannie. Alan, Michelle, Michael is here trying to fix the computer, and also Richard is helping out. Thank you. I love you all. Okay, for the last 27 years, I have been serving the community. I have been working and helping the community. 35 years ago, 1980, I was helping the Vietnamese refugees. And when they came here, I helped out as an interpreter. And the family, when I call them, they say, get me one table. My whole family come to support you. They are right over there, the Vietnamese family. They are successful business people now. They are over there. Like a big family. When I started having this dinner, I was expecting 150 people. I ended up 26. I'm so blessed with you guys' support. Thanks again. Lately, 260, I'm sorry, my wife correct me, 260 people. I belong to the Road Watch Committee. I started a co-ed scout group, the first co-ed scout group in Richmond Hill. And I belong to the Ratepayer Association right now. There are 4 issues that I want to address in the Richmond Hill area. Is the safety, the traffic, also the community involvement, and our environment. I won't go into too detail, but I want to have 3 action plans. Number 1 is we're going to start an electronic monitoring system. I'm going to promote and try to convince maybe the council, David Cohen. Maybe you disagree with me, but I might start it. But I'm going to talk to a lot of residents and see whether they agree with it. And also, I will work together with you to fight the traffic jam that happened at Bayview and Waldrick. There's 70 townhouses building up there. You and the residents have meetings about it. I'm against 70 townhouses. It's no good for the traffic. We don't need it. It's a school. It stays as a school. We don't want to have 70 townhouses. We have enough trouble with the traffic on Bayview Avenue already. I would have a hotline if I got elected. I would have a hotline with all languages. Any nationality that they can call in to the hotline and leave messages. I will have the student, in high school student, they need 40 volunteer hours. They can come and help. They can come and help to do the translation. I cannot speak all the 20, 40, 50 languages in my ward, but they can help. They can get their volunteer hour and get involved with the community. That is what they can contribute back to the community, get their volunteer hours and help me out, help the community out. I will be a full-time, hard-working councillor. So on November 13th, call all your friends, give me your support, and ask them to vote Derek Wu. Vote who? Vote Derek Wu. Thank you. 我講少少中文啦。我係好多謝各位參加我今晚嘅宴會。我唔係好識講嘢，但係就我盡量盡力而為。多謝你哋嘅支持。多謝所有你哋嘅嚟參加，所有不同嘅義工，所有不同嘅table sponsor 同埋善長人翁嚟支持我呢個係籌款晚會。我咧就有4大政綱，就係嗰4大政綱就係交通安全、社區參與同埋環保美化。咁裏邊咧有3大行動。第一個行動咧就係、如果居民需要咧，我哋可以裝置一個社區監察電子系統。第二咧就我會設立喺個社區各族裔關注熱線電話，不同語言嘅不同族裔嘅背景嘅人都可以打電話嚟要或者諮詢啊、投訴啊，咁我哋可以盡量幫佢哋。咁我哋咧就可以咧，其實咧我哋可以揾好多中學嘅義工啊。中學啲中學生佢哋要攞40或者100 IB 學生要150分鐘嘅義工，佢哋可以幫我做翻譯，幫我幫嗰個社區，幫個居民解決問題。第3樣嘢咧，其實而家已經開始進行緊咧，就係喺 YorkRegionTV 同埋 Bayview 嗰度咧有一間學校，有個建築商就想將佢轉咗做70間 townhouse。咁我覺得咧，佢對嗰個交通係好大影響。有啲人話：喂，你做地產點解唔支持地產咧？但係我係對事又唔對人，或者同埋咧嗰個需求根本都唔需要係70個 townhouse， 因為嗰個 Bayview 其實已經係太塞車嘅。我將會係一個全職、親力親為市民服務嘅一個議員。我會同嗰市民溝通，召開個居民嘅會議。如果居民需要咧，可以直接打俾我，同我聯絡。11月13號投票日，請你哋投我神聖嘅一票。多謝。而家咧，我就希望能夠有啲朋友咧就可以。
To be honest with you, at this time of the year, the Royal is very busy. And to be honest with you, I did not make the cake. So please do not disappoint. In fact, I direct most of my staff to do it. And
tricks. But that was a very nice gesture on the part of the